Plastics, cheap, sterile and convenient, it changed our lives completely. But this wonder of technology got a little out of hand. It has saturated our environment. Plastic has already invaded the animals we eat and is now finding its way into our bodies. Plastic is made from polymers by breaking down crude oil into its components and rearranging them into a new synthetic polymer. It can be molded into almost any shape. It is lightweight, durable, and easily produced in huge amounts.
We are working on identifying and mostly quantifying the amount of microplastics we have in our oceans. It can be shallow waters and also offshore waters. And we are also working on quantifying these plastic particles in sand and sediments. We have identified approximately 8 sites around Mauritius, 8 stations. On each station we do a sampling in the lagoon, and then we move 1 kilometer outside the lagoon, another kilometer up to a maximum of 7 to 8 kilometers depending on the regions. We also have one permanent station in Albion where we do a monthly monitoring of plastic pollution, and this part will give us some trends and patterns in the distribution of these plastic particles in our waters. After collecting our samples, we do a grain size separation. That is, we separate the sediment with respect to their different size. By increasing the density, we have all the plastics that goes at the surface of the sample. And these plastic particles are collected and identified.
Our clothes, phones, computers, furniture, appliances, houses use plastics. Unfortunately, today it has become trash. Plastic takes around 500 years to break down. 40% are used for packaging. Since its invention, we have produced 8.3 billion tons of plastics. Only 9% of it can be recycled, 12% burnt, but 79% is still sticking around us.
Plastic is good because we use plastic, for example, in medicine in hospitals to keep our instruments sterile. We have plastic everywhere. Where the problem is what we do after with the plastic. How do we get rid of the plastic? Since we have so many different types of plastic and it is made of so different types of chemical compounds, we cannot recycle all the plastics.
When trashes are dumped, it continues to take space. Plastic sits there being compressed among layers of junk. Mauritius is a small island which has many rivers. Eventually, during rains and flash floods, rainwater flows through the waste and absorbs the water-soluble compounds it contains, and some of them are highly toxic, which then move into groundwater, soil, and streams, poisoning the ecosystems and harming wildlife.
It's a global issue. It is not that in Mauritius, if we use a lot of plastic, we are creating the pollution. Yes, all countries, all the plastic being used everywhere, because the ocean is interconnected. So all the plastics move around, okay? So even in isolated islands in the Pacific, where nobody inhabits that island, it's still, there are no inhabitants, but elsewhere the plastic is just circulating in the ocean. But we also, at our own level, we need to be careful. We need to know what we are doing, because when we leave plastics anywhere, for example, we go to the beach, we leave plastic cups or whatever, all this get carried into the sea.
There are several places where the ocean current has trapped millions of pieces of plastic debris, which are called gyres. Some animals, like seabirds, get entangled in the mess.
A sea turtle, usually they feed on algae, they feed on jellyfish, and they perceive or they see plastics as jellyfish. So they swallow. They think it's food and they swallow, and when they swallow that, they get choked and they die. Whales or sharks, when they open the gut content, you will see there's tons of plastics. So this is a huge problem to the marine life. Now, how is it a problem to us also? When we eat the fish, are these nanoparticles, nanoplastics go into the flesh of the fish, this we don't know. For most probably, this is some study that needs to be done afterwards.
In 2015, already 90% of seabirds had eaten plastics. Most plastics does not biodegrade, so they are broken down into smaller and smaller pieces called microplastics, which exist around 51 trillion and might rotate the sea eternally. Microplastics are smaller than 5 millimeters. Most result from floating waste that is constantly exposed to UV radiation. This has raised concern amongst scientists, especially about health risks from the chemicals that are added to plastic. 90% of all plastic waste entering the ocean through rivers comes from just 10 rivers in Asia and Africa.
There is a new project coming in where we'll be looking at the microplastic pollution in different marine organisms, and we will also look at how these plastics migrate within the trophic web. That is, we'll be looking at very small fish, some larger fish which will eat the smaller fish, and some big predators. And we will also look at plastic in sediments and to see how much of it goes into consumption in Mauritius.
To tackle this plastic problem, we need to address plastic pollution from a global perspective. We can solve it firstly by sensitizing the population, creating awareness, like organizing beach cleaning throughout Mauritius. School is a good platform to educate youngsters so that they grow up with love and respect towards the environment. And L'Océan Vivable is an NGO that helps in preserving the environment. It started in the village of Casse-Noyal, and gradually it has got the help of some nearby villages like Le Monde, La Golette, Black River and Tamarin. The NGO regularly organized beach cleaning, and they have been able to use their creativity to make music instruments from waste material and mostly plastics. This initiative is very successful and has got lots of support from the villagers.
We included all the village to participate in cleanups. We collect the trash and then we make instruments or other practical things. Even with the milk bottle, we can do little purse, little wallet, and paint it and do something nice with what we can find that people are throwing. But mainly we did a lot of instruments, and with these instruments we try to make the kids of our neighborhood, of the village here, to make it and to play it themselves. At the beginning, when we start to do the cleanup, people think that okay, we should not throw trash, but actually the real solution is to reduce our plastic consumption. So we try to sensitize people about using their own bags to go shopping instead of taking plastic bags, and also not to use straw because we don't need to use straw to drink.
The Tap Water Revolution is another NGO that has contributed immensely in the fight against plastic pollution. Their main objective is to encourage the use of tap water and banning plastic water bottles. They have installed a tap water dispenser at the Sodnak Wellness Park where people can fill their glass or any other material bottle for free, and they can also drink directly from the water dispenser.
Tap Water Revolution project has got two main aims. The first aim is getting potable water accessible to each and every human beings for free if we can, and as well as reducing the consumption of bottled water, plastic bottle in Mauritius. We started placing public water dispensers in few places as pilot. We started with one at Sodnak Wellness Park, and hopefully the Sodnak Wellness Park will be placing few more by next year. And the Codan Waterfront supported our initiative, and they've been placing 5 water fountains, which is free water around Codan Waterfront. We have other companies who are really getting in touch with us to support this initiative for us to be able to place the maximum of water fountains that we can in public places, but as well as there's a call to place those public fountains in schools as well, primary and secondary. Right now we are currently negotiating with the Ministry of Education to see what are the ways that we can luckily place water fountains in school, so as water is no more a problem for young people, and they can get free potable water to drink, as well as have their own reusable bottle. One of our members last year designed this prototype of plastic-free kit for us for our Tap Water Revolution project, which we will currently put on sale at Codan Waterfront. And also we have those, those plates that you can, which is made with banana, I think. We bought it from India. We also can find out if women entrepreneurs or young entrepreneurs want to carry out entrepreneurship projects like this.
Mission Vert is an NGO situated in Cupid, whose main objective is to collect used water bottles. They have placed around 50 collection units throughout the country.
Our mission is to make awareness with the Mauritian public, and also we have many bins, about 50 all around the country, and it's for people to bring their recyclable waste for recycling. So more and more Mauritians are conscious of the problem in plastic and other things that can be recycled, and each day we have people who contact us to install bins and to collect the paper, plastic.
The government is doing a great job. The use of plastic bags has been banned. To buy vegetables and fruits, cloth bags or paper bags are used even in supermarkets. The use of plastics that can be recycled are allowed. The fine for throwing waste material and not using appropriate bin has increased. Thus, people have become more conscious and their mindset has changed.
Sometimes we just close our eyes and we don't see that there's a piece of trash here, a piece of trash there. We keep pushing it for tomorrow, but actually we need to change now, because tomorrow there will be kids, there will be our kids that will want to enjoy the things that we saw when we were kids. So my message is start acting now and stop being blinded.
Our nature is in danger. Where man sets foot, he leaves more than his footprints. Does man know the impact of his presence on Earth?